Hi, I'm Lorna Illingsworth, a mortgage advisor for Protection Investment Southampton. Today we're going to talk about tips for saving for your deposit. Saving for a deposit is likely the hardest part of buying your first home. As house prices have increased considerably over the years, it means the minimum deposit you need has also increased. Typically, you will need at least 5%, but if you have a larger deposit, you'll have access to more mortgage products and lower interest rates. The first step in being able to save for your deposit is to have a figure to aim for. To work out how much you'll need for a deposit, you'll need to research prices in your area. This will give you an idea of how much you may need for a deposit. You'll also need to know how much a mortgage lender will lend you. Once you know the amount of deposit you'll need, you can plan to reach this goal. For example, if house prices in your area are around $230,000 and a mortgage lender will lend up to 95% loan to value, you'll need a deposit of $11,500. Over 3 years, this would mean putting away around £320 per month. You could get there even quicker if you put your deposit in a lifetime ISA, as the government will boost your savings by 25%. A good place to keep your deposit as a first-time buyer is in a lifetime ISA. A lifetime ISA can be opened by anyone aged 18 to 39 to buy your first home or use in retirement. You can put in a maximum of $4,000 each year, and the government will pay a 25% bonus on the savings you put in. So if you put the maximum $4,000, you'd get a bonus of £1,000. But make sure to keep money aside for other costs, as the lifetime ISA cannot be used to pay solicitor fees or other costs associated with buying a house. The key to saving is to set yourself a realistic goal that you can manage each month and look at your finances. Since the rise in online shopping and contactless payments, it's so much easier to spend money without really watching what's going out. But if you want to save, you need to analyse what's going out each month and check to see if it's all necessary. A lot of online banking apps do come with a spending tracker, which can help give you an overview of what you spend the most money on. Doing this could also flag up any direct debits that you've forgotten to cancel, or the gym membership that you've been paying but never use. If you're renting, you may be finding it hard to put money aside, as your rent is a large proportion of your income. You may have been told to move back home to save, but there's many reasons why that might not be right for you. You've likely considered most options and have cut your spending as much as you can. But one way that you might not have considered is shopping around for your energy, internet and insurance. Typically, most people will stay with the same company each year as it's easier. But normally at the end of a contract, the price will go up, so make sure to shop around. Another way to get to your goal quicker is to bring in more income. You may have a parking space that you could rent online, or a spare room that you could look to get a housemate. Another thing to consider is the area you're living in. If you're living in an expensive area but now work from home, it may be worth seeing if you could move to a cheaper area now you don't need to travel to work. If you're struggling to afford to buy somewhere in full, shared ownership may work for you. Shared ownership allows you to buy a share of a home and pay rent and service charge on the rest. You can then staircase upwards, buying more shares when you can afford it. But as you're only buying a share of the property, your deposit only needs to be at least 5% of that share, which typically means that you don't need to save as much for your deposit. If you're struggling to save up a deposit, you may be able to buy a property with no deposit. There aren't many mortgage lenders who have no deposit mortgages, but there are a few out there. Typically, these types of mortgages require a guarantor who will agree to be named on your mortgage, and they'll either use their home as security or savings. But by doing this, the guarantor's property or savings are at risk if you fail to make your repayments on time. But if you don't have someone who's willing to act as a guarantor, a new no deposit mortgage launched by Totton Building Society is aimed at first-time buyers who are currently renting. Totton will use your track record of paying rent each month to calculate how much they will lend you. Number 1, don't put things on Klarna or buy now, pay later. Try to save up before buying, as you may change your mind by the time you've saved up, but also if you have a lot on finance when you apply for a mortgage, it will affect how much you can borrow. Have no spending days or a no spending weekend. There's plenty of free activities and days out that you can do without spending a fortune. You could also skip the weekly takeaway and have fun making it yourself. Shop around for discount codes and vouchers. If you use HelloFresh or Gusto, they'll typically send you vouchers and offers to rejoin, so you could make massive savings by swapping between the two. Transfer your savings to a different account at the beginning of the month rather than waiting to the end. Typically, we will all spend more if we see the money in our account. If you're a first-time buyer, call us on 02380 668407 or visit our website at peelsouthampton.co.uk.